What's up YouTube, it's your boy Barcode, I'm back with another video. Today be episode 4 of Fix Your Account. Today we're going to be focusing on Void Tower, Hard, and Arena, and also a little bit of gear fixing. We will be fixing my military brother-at-arms Nightmarish's account. Thank you for your service, my brother. If you like the content, you know what to do. Hit that sub button, hit the like button, hit that bell dingy dingy thing so you know when I post a video. Let's get to it. Alright, so currently this account is on Hard Tower 31. So hopefully we'll be able to get that up a little bit higher with a team that I'm going to build. In Arena, currently he's Gold 5, using the typical stall defense, at a win rate at about 64%. We're going to look over his account, see what heroes he has, do a little gear fix, and do a little Void Tower in Arena. Alright, so heroes. He's definitely got typical meta heroes. And just so you know, he's about a minnow, spent maybe roughly around $450-500. Got a maxed out Santis, which is great. Blackhorn, Hawker, a Rock. He's even got a Gangelo and a Gajar. And he's got a Zidlin. Just wanted to check his dungeons real quick. Yeah, I'm sure he's got level 12 down for sure. He can easily do Witch, in my opinion. Take out William, put in Gajar. He can use Natalia, but really Valeria would be just fine as well since he already has Matt maxed out too. For Void Tower Hard, I feel like you can easily do it. You got the monsters to do it. It's just really using the right ones. You really just want to be tanky as heck. You got some nice characters too that you haven't really leveled. Your Ryan is awesome. Yolanda can even be used in Void Tower Hard. You got Celestial King, which I see you're using on Arena Defense. Even a Bruzak is nice to use. You wanted some help on gear as well? If you need gear fixes, I just did a Gear 101 video. Hopefully you can follow that and fix your gear as well. Let's do a complete re-gear. I'm going to strip all the heroes and see what we can do. There's a lot of different things we can do on this account for Void Tower, and that would help in a lot of different areas. But I'm going to 6-star your Charles. The reason I'm going to 6 Charles is because he's so good with Hacker, and especially in Void Tower and a lot of different areas as well. Even on Arena Defense, he's just really hard to replace, and he's an elite. It's crazy how good he is even after a nerf. People still use him in Void Tower Hard, mainly because he really can't die, and his taunt is so good. Not even mentioning his shield. I know it's really hard to 6-star an elite over a lot of different things, but I'm telling you that Charles is the best elite in the game, and he will be useful to you a lot of different places. He's probably the best water tank in the game as well, so you can bring him in on a water guild boss and bring in 3 wood units. It's crazy how good Charles is. And that's why we're 6ing him. Get that max ascension Charles, kaboom. Time to gear him up. Just so you know, I'm getting rid of a lot of pieces of gear that I've seen you leveled up. Maybe it's just because you level them up just to see what the sub stats would roll to. But like, there's a lot of gear like this speed boot attack percent with no crit. I'm just getting rid of that. This one has crit rate, so I'm just going to keep that. But like for this one, for example, warrior boot with 16 speed. Yeah, it's nice, but you really want crit rate if you're going to go warrior and you want attack anyway. This might be good for somebody like Scarlet, but really attack percent in the boot's better for Scarlet anyway. There's just a lot of gear that I've seen you leveled up that I am getting rid of, just so you're aware. And since you can farm stage 12s anyway, you don't really want to keep 5-star gear anymore, because it's just gonna, if you level that up, it's just gonna be wasted resources. So you really just want to focus on 6-star gear, farming, and keep farming until you get more 6-star gear. But there is a couple I'm gonna keep just in case I need to level them up for some instance. Same with like gear like this, like crit rate in your ring. It's probably starter gear and it helps early game to get that crit rate up, but you really don't want to keep crit rate anymore because you're just gimping your hero, especially when you can farm stage 12s. Alright, these are the stats I have on Charles. You got a couple glyph improvements you need to do for focus and resistance. I have him on Cursed Vanguard right now. Typically, I either put him on Revival or Cursed, but I feel like Cursed is better in Void Tower because you can bring a heal over time spell, and that heal over time will do enough. He's got roughly 2,400 defense, 14,000 health, almost 50% focus, which is good for the taunt. Decent stats, but the gear can be leveled up some more. Alright, now that we got all the gear set out, I really focused on Natalia first, and then Zat, Lux, Santis, Blackhorn, Hacker, and obviously Charles, Connor. All your 60s pretty much have your best gear. For level 50s, I only geared out like your tanky poisoners or supports like Angelo, Brand, Windstrex, and Joseph. But let's see what we can do with Void Tower. All right, stage 31. It looks like you were kind of going for like a nuke team, which is totally fine. If you do go this kind of route, you definitely need to use Windstrex and Void Tower because you need to go first before the waves and the bosses. Let me tell you the team I would use in Void Tower Hard for you, especially pretty much all the floors. Just go tanky as possible. Go Blackhorn, Hakron, Charles, and the fourth is really up to you. In this instance, I'm just going to go Brand. He brings the attack buff, he brings a cleanse along with Blackhorn, so they really can't really cleanse me at all. But the defense buff for Charles and Hakron's passive pretty much keeps the whole team alive. I was going to 6-star Brand too. I don't think you have enough fodder for that. We'll see after this run. But these runs are typically slower. If you want to bring someone else, you can bring Santis if you want. If you really want to get ballsy, you can bring Gangelo instead of Charles. I'm just going to show you this tanky team right now though, and just see what they can do. All right, we're just going to put it on auto. They're all going to go first because my team's super slow, and that's totally fine. But we're going to go ahead and just do this thing, right? They're going to go ahead and just counter. I don't even need to click and target anyone, really. The waves won't be a problem at all. I'm going to fast forward through this just to get to the bosses. So here's the boss wave. Really, if you guys are watching this video and you don't have a Brand, you could bring a Joseph and the buff Charles. And he also dispels as well and gives your ally a bonus turn. It really doesn't matter who you bring. The fourth is always situational. You can bring a Poisoner if you want to. But the thing here is Blackhorn, right? So Blackhorn's the problem. I usually save him for last because of the dispel, right? So he can't really can't be taunted, right? Because his totem will knock that out. I'm trying to target Evelyn on auto. It's so hard sometimes to target people on auto. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh, did I get her? I think I got her. I got her, but I might have clicked it off. There we go. So I usually kill the damage dealers first before anything because Blackhorn's basic attack as well heals himself. So it's really hard to kill him first and foremost, right? Your team is not going to die. That's for sure. And the more Charles gets hit with the defense buff, he's going to start hitting hard. I mean, he's already hitting for almost 4K with his true damage plus his regular attack. So we're just going to knock these people off and one by one, and hopefully we'll beat it by round 50. But I mean, that's what Void Tower Hard is. You know, it's just going to get longer and tankier, and they hit harder. So it's hard to just nuke them unless you have really good gear and like max ascension stuff. So let's go ahead and kill the Windstrex so she can't reset cooldowns. The Hue is not a problem. He's going to be AoEing, hitting Hakron, who's tanky as heck. Charles is tanky as heck. Blackhorn is tanky as heck. And then Brand is the stronger element. So I'm not too worried about Hue. I just want to kill off the Windstrex so she can't reset cooldowns. So I'll go ahead and fast forward this because, like I said, it's long fights, but this team will definitely take you higher places. All right, everybody's dead. It is round 14, I believe, or about to be round 14. So what really needs to happen is Charles needs to proc some curse procs because I put him on cursed. Hopefully taunt him off when that totem falls off because the totem is gonna, hurt the taunt, obviously. But he's hitting for 4,400 true damage with that defense buff. Plus the minimal damage he does. That's not true damage. So roughly 4,500 off of it. It's 3,500 without a defense buff. So once you get curse procs, you're doing a lot of damage as a tanky hero. It's huge. Charles is by far the best elite in the game, even after nerf, and a lot of spenders even still use him endgame Void Tower. He's just that good, and having an elite to be that good is always nice to see. It's always good to see. It's the last Charles hit was like 4,700, 4,800 total between the true damage and the regular damage with a defense buff, and this is with gear that's +9 and +12 on the defense percentages. So he has a lot more room to improve. This account just needs more gold, right? So here's another one, and this is heavy wind. This is heavy wood units. So I'm gonna bring the same team and just auto it and profit. All right, here's the boss waves. We got a lot of wood units. They're going to be attacking Blackhorn or Charles. Charles is already max rage, so this is going to be funny. But I feel like Crazed Urze Urzag might be my main goal here. I'm not worried about Arendelle really. Crazed Urzag can hit really hard, super hard. I'm not worried about Melissa. I'm not worried about Zatlas because he can hit like a wet noodle if he doesn't have attack buff. Plus, if he attacks Charles, he's doing diddly squat. So I'm gonna just auto target Urzag, knock him down first. Yeah, he does more damage when his health is low, but I'm hoping. See, he did the most damage on Charles out of anybody, but I'm hoping just to get some taunts off on him and just kill him off, and then it'll be GG after that. I'll probably just auto it, not even target anybody. Alright, so Melissa's dead, Arendelle's dead, and now Zadlux is dead. Charles on Curse is just a beast. I mean, he one-shot Melissa on Curse proc with a defense buff, just to let you know. It was like 9k damage, just saying. Alright, next floor. Let's just keep going to the next floor, right? But this time, I'm going to use Joseph instead of Brand. Now, Joseph's only 5 stars as well, and has way crappier gear than Brand. Brand is like maxed out on like HP percent, right? And Joseph's gear is not good at all. It's just super speed, but I wanted that defense buff. Alright, you saw Joseph's gear. Obviously, it's crap, but we're going to go ahead and just kill off this Mila first so she doesn't freeze us off. The main worry I have is Joseph and probably like getting one shot or saved by Dark Nick or something, right? Yep, we're pushing Void Tower hard for you, my brother. And now we'll kind of focus on PvP. PvP is a little bit more tricky because it's always a different situation of who you face, right? But the stall meta is annoying, and that's what we have, right? So we'll get into that in just a minute. This will take forever, so I'm just gonna skip through this, and then we'll be going into PvP. Alright, PvP. You have a lot of really good PvP units here, and it just comes with time of leveling up to 6-star, like Ricard, for example. Super good with his ultimate, does true damage. Really, really good, especially matched up with Hackern. You know, if you honestly, like, if you could just do, you can honestly just do this and profit, and you'll be fine on defense for a while. We don't have enough to 6 Ricard, so that's okay. So we're going to use somebody else on arena defense, and that, of course, is Brand. This team alone will probably increase your defense rate, but arena matches are really tricky. You're going to see a lot of stall comps. I mean, look, here we go again. This is pretty much the exact same team that I'm running. Blackhorn, Hacker, Charles, and Brand. There's a Mathasia, William, Natalia, Brand. If it's anything but a stall defense, you really don't have an issue because you have Windstrex. There's a couple different damage dealers that you could use that really can destroy the stall comp. In most cases, there's like a really tanky Mathasia or really tanky Blackhorn that you need to kill off as soon as possible because of all the sustain. Also, Hackern is an issue too, because when he starts using that HP buff, that's a problem as well. I always try to look at the stall unit and see what the most common denominator of like strongest element towards them is. And typically that's wood, because you got Mathasia, Blackhorn, Hackern, and then all the stall damage dealers like Ricard, Charles. So wood is technically the main strongest element, usually. So one of the safest and best units to use against stall comps, and he's free to play accessible, and that's Vance. His trait ignores all the target's positive effects when attacking, but his ultimate also, which is a huge modifier, 250%, but the damage increases by 20% per positive effect on the enemy. You can synthesize him all day, max him out, and destroy the enemy. Even if you don't do it on first turn, his ultimate's only on a 4-turn cooldown, so when it's back up, GG's. His second skill also can like duplicate all the positive effects on that enemy onto himself. So he could sustain himself without even a healer. Really strong unit against the stall comp. Also, Antonia, she can kill Blackhorn, she can kill Mathasia. Obviously need good gear on either one of the two, right? But she'll do ultimate and big damage, and then she'll get a bonus turn. If you go this route, this is the kind of arena offense that you need to bring to a stall comp. So say we're like facing this one, for example, with the Blackhorn, Hacker, Charles, and Brand. You would literally bring Windstrex, hopefully gear her up to be tanky so she doesn't die. But then you bring Antonia, or you bring in our boy Vance. Just one or the other. You don't need both. You will go first. Vance will go next. because in this situation, facing a stall comp like that, you definitely want to bring like a Hockern and like a Blackhorn or something like that, right? Because really with the stall comp, you just want to knock them down one by one, right? Now with Windstrex, you can use her second ability to reset Vance. Or you can use her second ability to reset Hockern so that he does the HP bonus and you have it ×2 early. I also like bringing Water Prison for the stun and the remove of buffs if I need to. And then a defense break depending on what the team comp I'm bringing. But something like that. Now obviously you don't have a Vance or I'm 20 leveled up in 6-star, level 60, good gear, right? So honestly for stalled comps, the only choice you really have is the hope to get lucky and to kill off most of their units. So you have to use the Windstrex and like just AoE, whatever, the best units you have. That's really the only option. Or you just skip the stall units. It's okay to skip the stall units. I mean, you're going to run into them nonstop, right? Something like this, obviously, is probably your best bet, but Charles is going to be a huge issue. So you kind of want to save the stun for Charles to remove that shield. But right now, this is probably your best option. All right, that's it for today's video. Hopefully this helps your count. The PvP portion's not very in-depth because of the way the PvP is right now. The stall meta defense is just annoying. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be changed. There's like a couple units you can build between Vance and like Zachary and then 20. Those are probably your best bets with a Windstrex comp. But if you try to bring anything else against a stall arena comp, then it's really just about gear and where your status at in the game is right now. If you can AoE them all down, so be it. You just have very good gear and better than your enemies. If you like the content, you know what to do. Sub, like, ding the bell. See you in the next one. Peace.